Growing up in LA has been interesting. My dad has been in the film industry my whole life, so I've been immersed in it my whole life as well. It kind of like took away a lot of the glitz and glamour that was perceived by the world of what Hollywood was. Mel is the oldest surviving special effects makeup warehouse in Hollywood, dating back to Star Trek and as recent as tons of the Marvel movies. What they do here is create prosthetic makeup, silicone masks, full-on character creation here. A lot of this stuff has been here from the 70s and the 80s, you know, it hasn't moved. There was no like industry standard makeup out there. My dad decided that they were gonna, you know, create that industry standard makeup. To watch it grow to where it's become has been really awesome. Being able to build a company with my dad that he started has been amazing. When I first got my 3D printer, I got it because a guy in my shop had one, and I had heard about them, and I knew a buddy that had one. I just thought they were cool. I can make anything with this thing, you know? There's these websites that you can go on and you can search for different files. I stumbled across the mask from Jim Carrey's The Mask. This Jim Carrey moment. But at that point, I've only done a few other smaller things, and this is gonna be a very ambitious print. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a go. And then this is like a couple weeks after getting my printer. The first really, really great print out of that 3D printer was The Mask. It was like 2 weeks before the world shut down, and we were just stuck in that quarantine. My dad was in Germany at the time, and he calls me, he's like, hey, I'm coming home. The movie got shut down. I'm like, okay. I remember like leaving the shop. I didn't know when I was coming back. So I was just like, well, I saw the printer, and I'm like, well, might as well just take this home with me, and I'll learn this new craft. But then it was like, masks are running out. I know people in the field that are like, yeah, we don't have masks. We're having to wear a bandana or a mask that we've worn for X amount of days. I saw that there was a necessity of these masks, and I had a way to make these masks. So I found a file that I really liked, and it was called the Montana mask. And it worked. It fit my face like a glove. I was shocked like how well it fit my face. I was like, well, if I could figure out a way to create the proper filtration system for it, then maybe I'm really onto something. I really grasped onto the idea of a vacuum filter or the HEPA filter. The filter system we did change to a surgical wrap, which is even better. You could see this whole idea coming together on my Instagram. Then I started to get donations. It went from 50 to 1,000, and then by the end of April, we hit 25,000. And it's just like, what? Like, what? Like, this is insane. Like, if we could make these and donate them, like, that would be awesome. So I ordered tons of filament. My dad built like a makeshift spray booth in our pantry in our house. Full-on operation. Santa Clarita, it's a big suburb of Los Angeles, but it has a really small town vibe. We got a lot of support from the community. From filter cutting to the elastic cutting, it's been incredible. We started with one printer. My goal was 12. Got to like 10 and my garage was like full. And by that point, my power started flipping in my garage. And I'm like, whoa, shit. I get a call from this gentleman, Michael. He's like, hey, I got an empty building. No one's gonna be in it for a few months. He's like, I'll give it to you for free. Everything just kind of just happened at the right time. I had 12 printers. I'm like, forget it, I'm ordering more. Get to like 16, and I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to have 20. And that was just my own, like, man, wouldn't it be cool to have 20 printers, just like little farm of robots just going, making these masks. And I think it was only for like 2 days I actually had all 20 moving. I mean, they were on 24/7 for 8 weeks.
Story for you here. It started with a father and son team and 2 3D printers as they made masks. And Eyewitness News has a story.
When I realized a way that I could contribute, that's when I got really motivated. We did this for first responders and frontliners.
And word traveled fast.
Oh man, it was 150 orders within 24 hours.
A little too fast.
I dealt with a lot of backlash in the beginning. Oh, are you sure the material is safe? Well, yeah, it's PLA filament. They use PLA in medical sutures, screws, rods all the time. You could actually eat it and it would dissolve in your body. We seal them so that they are able to be sterilized, washed and reused. We were teaching the people that were getting them how to source filter material on their own at home. We're just there to help people that need some kind of protection. We've been working for this whole quarantine, no days off, basically like movie set hours, just nonstop. Next thing you know, we've donated over 3,000 masks. But no way would I ever take full credit of the mask initiative. It is, without a doubt, the biggest group effort that I've been a part of.